Thank you, Tammy, for reminding me. It's recording.
Yeah. Can I hear you?
No.
For some people, it's kids, and for me, it's that darn puppy.
I was like
anyways, so what I was saying is to help you see the value in your network marketing business by comparing it to other ways that we can make money and kind of the pros and cons of each one, because I think when you really understand what you have, it's so much easier to continue to build your belief. So by trade, I'm actually a paralegal. I worked in the corporate world for my first 12 to 13 years. I was trading dollars for hours, which is fine. I actually really loved my job, but it was very stressful. There was not a lot of thanks or gratitude or recognition. There were a lot of limitations on what I could earn. And that's what it's like when you work for somebody else. There are always limitations on what you can earn. So this is the employee category, and it is where the majority of people are, okay? Because we are raised with get a job mentality. We go to school, we get a good job, work until we're 65 or 70, then hopefully spend a few good years of retirement. Like, doesn't that sound awesome? No, it doesn't. It sounds awful. It really, truly sounds awful. And in fact, there's a meme floating around on Facebook, something about that, you know, you go to school and work and work and work, and then you get a couple of years of retirement. This model is flawed, first of all, because jobs for life are a thing of the past. They are no longer a thing. And when you work for someone else, there's always going to be a cap on the amount you earn for the job that you're doing. So most people who trade dollars for hours or earn a linear income, they struggle to save money. They generally live paycheck to paycheck. They are not prepared for life happening, so needing a new furnace or tires for their car. And the problem with linear income is you work an hour and get paid $1. You work 2 hours, you get paid $2. And as long as you're working, you will get paid. And it's on you and only you, which means you can never stop working if you still need to get paid. So not only does that sound awful, it actually sounds absolutely frightening. So the option to working for someone else is becoming an entrepreneur or a business owner. But do not get confused with that, because not all businesses are created equal. And that is what I really want to show you tonight, so that you truly understand not only entrepreneurship, but also the value of your network marketing business compared to any other kind of business that people may own. So during my time as a paralegal, so I've always had a little bit of an entrepreneurial spirit, but during my time as a paralegal, I actually started a jewelry business. It was called Maureen Creations. I started it with my sister-in-law, and it kind of started out as a hobby, but we were really good at it. So we started selling it. We did trade shows, which it blows my mind, but we did trade shows. And at one trade show, we made $1,000. Now, you guys, this was back in about the late 80s, early 90s. That was a lot of money back then. We were pretty sure that we were retiring. We made some really cool stuff. I actually dug some out so you could see it. Like, look at those earrings, you guys. Maureen Creations. See, we had little cards. And this kind of business in today's terms would be like an Etsy business. Okay, so people that have businesses on Etsy. Back then they were more limited because there was no online. We had to go to craft sales. I think we even did a couple home parties. But those types of businesses, even though they are probably the most fun of all the different types of businesses, because they are typically based on a passion or a talent, so something that people love. And I actually had 2 of those types of businesses. I had the jewelry one, and then I had one where I made all kinds of different Christmas dolls and angels and stuff like that. So because those business models are born from a hobby or passion, they're fun, and so that's the upside. You're making a little bit of money, you're doing something you're passionate about, but the downside is that typically what you are selling takes a lot of man hours to produce. The cost of your materials are very high because you're buying in small quantities, and so your profits are not great. And most people don't have the financial ability to really go into big production with their passionate business, right? With online now, your chances are better. You have more opportunity to create some market share. But again, the person with the talent only has so many hours in a day to craft their goods and sell them. Okay? So you can't make a lot of money with that type of business. So the next one we started was a carpet retail store, which is a traditional business. We needed to have a space. We had to put money into improvements in the space. We had to buy stock. We had to do advertising, hire staff. Well, actually no staff to start with because we couldn't afford it. It was just my husband. I had to keep my paralegal job because we could count on my wage to pay the bills. And we never could have opened that kind of business without backing from my husband's parents. His brother and sister also came into partnership with us, so we didn't even own the whole business. And Rick managed that store for the first 3.5 years that it was open. He worked 7 days a week, long, long days, and he barely made minimum wage because traditional businesses typically take at least 5 years to start turning a profit. Today, that business is a thriving, successful business that his brother runs, but it has been up and running for 30 years and had the backing of his parents' business experience for 20 years prior to that. Okay, so it was fairly expensive to get started. It took a lot of time. It didn't make a lot of money, even though we had some financial backing. So most people don't have access to that financial backing or the expertise of somebody that owned a business like that prior. So then, we weren't retiring on that. So then my husband and I started a fast food restaurant. We bought a franchise. We sold everything we owned. I quit my job. He turned the other business over to his brother, and we moved to Alberta and we built an A&W restaurant, and we had it for almost 13 years. It barely paid the bills for the first 2 years because sales were poor and our bills were very high. I had to go back to work as a paralegal. While I was working full-time at the restaurant, I got a part-time job as a paralegal. We were borrowing money from his parents to live, and I was juggling the two things, 2 jobs and 3 kids. And I think often that people think that franchises are a license to print money. And every time I hear somebody saying, oh, I think I'm going to open a Tim Hortons, or like, I literally shudder and say, could we please have coffee? Like, let me talk to you before you do this, because you are insane if you think that you are going to get rich owning one fast food restaurant. They're really hard work. You have to work a ton of hours and constantly be on top of your costs of operation because the margins are so small. And again, in the end, by the time we sold it, it was one of the busiest A&Ws in Canada. It was making phenomenal money, but we were so overworked, overwhelmed, and totally burnt out. We were tired of missing out on everything with our kids and our families and not taking holidays. And I think that subconsciously, I was looking for a way to end the chaos. And that's when Arbonne came along. That's when I was first introduced to network marketing. I went to a presentation hosted by my amazing sponsor, ENVP, Tammy Vanderveen, who was my daughter's figure skating coach, after being invited and saying no for 7 months in a row. When I finally went to that presentation, she painted a picture of the possibilities of network marketing and the business side of Arbonne. I was in. I didn't know all the facts. I didn't even know if I would be able to use the products because I was having a lot of issues with my skin and my immune system, but I said, sign me up. So I saw the value, and a lot of times people say, you saw the value because you were a business owner. That is not true, because network marketing is not like any other business that I ever owned. And most people that start a business like Arbonne don't have prior business experience. But I am going to start with the value of network marketing that all of you already know, but I'm just going to remind you, okay? Low startup cost. You do not have to give up everything you own and your firstborn, okay? Low startup cost. Prior experience or education is irrelevant. Age or gender does not matter, except you have to be 18, okay? But you can also be 80. There's no better way than network marketing for people to build wealth, gain time, build their leadership, challenge themselves, grow their confidence, belong to a community, work part-time and get paid a full-time wage, have a mentor who will be your biggest cheerleader, work in a positive environment, learn while you earn, have a generous compensation plan with no cap, a lean organizational chart. We only have 4 levels of management, and there's multiple openings at every single level. And I think you get what I'm putting down. This business model is amazing. Like, I mean, freaking amazing, you guys. If you don't get that with those things that you already know, then I'm going to continue. Because all of those things that I just listed are not the real value of a network marketing business. The real value of a network marketing business is being able to build asset income that is time leverageable, willable, and global. And in Arbonne, we get to do it with a product that is absolutely second to none. But I am going to tell you something right now. Our best product is our business opportunity. People do not need to invest in stocks and bonds and the stock market. They need to build a network marketing business. They don't need to be putting money in RSPs, and they need to build a network marketing business. And you guys, Forbes magazine wrote, network marketing is an investor's dream. It is the best kept secret of the business world. It is an industry that has steady annual growth, healthy cash flow, high return on investment, and long-term prospects for global expansion. It is recognized by many prominent leaders in the business community as the fastest growing industry in the world. And all that for $59 and a little bit of product. Like, wow, you guys. $49 if you live in the US. Okay? When you have a job, you earn income. And network marketing is not about earning an income. It is about building an asset that generates income for your lifetime and the lifetime of your family for generations to come. And that is what we call a legacy. We own a legacy business. By getting to work and building a network marketing business, you have the opportunity to be assured that you will have money, X amount of dollars every month. I don't care if it's 500, 1,000, 10,000, pick your number, you get to. But you have the opportunity to be assured that you have that coming into your household every single month forever. What kind of security and peace of mind would that give you? What kind of freedom would having that monthly income every month give you? And what kind of peace of mind would it give you? Would it give you the opportunity to make more and better choices for your family and for your life? Maybe you love what you're doing. And if you do, I am so happy for you. That's awesome. Keep that job. But what if you could end up with something that pumped out an extra $1,000 a month forever on top of what you're doing? I don't want you guys to think about this month or next month or the month after that. I want you to think about when you're 40 and 50 and 60 and you want to look at retirement. How would it feel to have that extra money every single month? Because that is the part of network marketing that is absolutely imperative that you understand, so you know what you have to offer people. And because that's how you are going to attract the right kind of people to your business that are actually motivated enough to build it. So the next part I'm going to share, you guys, I actually got it from a Go for the Gold call. If you want to listen to the whole big story, because it's about an hour long, it's the February 8th Go for the Gold call on SoundCloud with Donna Johnson and Richard Bliss Brooke, who, I don't know if you know, he wrote the book For Your Career. But this is the Close Notes version on what it means to have an opportunity to offer people that can actually build a legacy, an income producing asset. When I listened to this, I felt like there was a cement brick hitting me across the forehead. And I mean, like, in a good way, like an aha moment. So I want you guys to stay with me on this. Most people will say yes or no to Arbonne without having the whole story. Okay? Lots of people say no because they think it's small. They think of it as just something else to take up their day or any extra bit of time that they have for a little bit of money. And they think that because that is how we present it, and that is how we think of it. In fact, most people represent the income opportunity based on where they are at in their business, not based on the actual potential of the business model. If we're making a little bit with our business, we generally are going to tell people they can make a few extra $100 a month to help with their bills. Anyone ever tell somebody that? Oh, you know what? You just make a little bit of extra money, so you have a little bit extra at the end of the month, or, make that extra car payment. If you want to attract world-class thinkers and people who are going to get the big picture, you have to stop downplaying this business, because the reality is there's a lot of things that people can do to make an extra few $100 or $500 a month. Okay? They can work at Burger King. They can work at A&W. They can work at Starbucks. They could get a job as a greeter at Walmart. And the cool things with those jobs is they're not going to have to face much rejection, right? Have you ever seen anybody snub the Walmart greeter? Like, really? But most people won't go and get that extra job for the extra few $100 to help make things easier, because they aren't motivated to do that. They'd rather rack up their credit card, borrow money, or go without, so that they don't have to be uncomfortable or work that extra job. But if someone is motivated, they will do absolutely anything they have to get what they want. And you guys, I know that, because when I started this business, I was willing to do anything I needed to do to replace the income of a business that was sucking the life out of me. I told Tammy, tell me what to do and I will do it. And I think if you asked her, it was like, she'd say, do this. And I'd say, okay. And it literally, I did what she told me to do until I was exactly where I needed to be. And I could make that decision to sell my restaurant, you guys. I sold it almost exactly a year to the day after I started my Arbonne business, and I have never looked back. Now that is where understanding the legacy part becomes so important, because in order to motivate people to do the work or join your business, it goes way beyond that few extra dollars to pay their bills. Now, you guys, that's not saying some people who are really struggling won't be motivated for a little extra. Executive Regional Vice President Carly Roberts from In My Success Line, she just needed $200 for her and Jayla. So there are people that will be, but the majority won't be. So this is a little scenario that really helps to understand what an income producing asset or a legacy is. Say a courier turns up at your door wearing a little suit, bow tie, hat. Hello, miss. I have an envelope for you. And he hands you an envelope. Apparently you had a long lost uncle leave you a $500,000 annuity that is yours forever and ever and ever. So if you don't know what an annuity is, you actually don't get the cash. You get the income generated by the cash. So say that $500,000 generates $25,000 a year, because our interest rates aren't so great right now, right? but say it generates $25,000 a year in income, so about $2,000 a month. And you're going to get that $2,000 a month forever, month after month, year after year. And if something happens to you, your husband's going to get it. And when something happens to him, your kids are going to get it. And then 70 years from now, your grandkids are getting that money to help out with things. And trust me, the way this world is going, you guys, they're going to need it. Right? That is an income producing asset. When you think about your business that way, doesn't it make you want to get off the phone and get to work and start sharing it with everybody? Network marketing is all about motivation. It is not about skill or your network on social media or how much education you have. It's not about any of that. It is all about motivation. The average Joe can venture into an entrepreneurship with a network marketing business because the parent company does everything for us. For our small sign-up fee and the purchase of some products, we become business owners with a parent company that does absolutely everything. Product research and development, packaging, IT, warehousing, customer service, shipping, conferences, specials, recognition, training. Okay, there's another whole list of reasons why network marketing is so awesome. So if you didn't get it from my first reasons, there's another whole list for you. Think about it. All that is done for you. And yet the only accountability you have is your own motivation. You don't have a building to go to, no alarm clock to set, no boss kicking your butt, no one waiting for you to show up and get to work. So you have to find your motivation and understand everything that network marketing is. And hopefully that will provide the motivation you need, because there is no better gig in town, you guys. You are not going to find an easier way to build an incredible life. We have a product we love, we share it, and then we clone ourselves. And by doing that consistently over time, you can assure yourself and your family that you are going to have asset income and the potential to receive it month after month, year after year, for the rest of your life, even when you are no longer the driving force behind your business. That, my friends, is called a legacy. And that is what you have the potential to create with your Arbonne business. I truly believe that the lack of belief in our industry, that old pyramid scheme mentality, is what holds people back in our business. They don't understand what we have. And I think when you truly understand what you have and what you can offer people, you will be shouting it from the rooftops. If you need help building that belief, read success stories, and not just Arbonne one, you guys. There's lots of successful network marketers. Educate yourself on our success plan, how we get paid. Read some of the incredible books that have been written on network marketing. Dare to Dream, Work to Win, Go Pro, 4-Year Career, If the Shoe Fits, Flip Flop CEO. There's hundreds of them. I truly believe there's no better way to create your best life. And friends, you heard it. I have done it all. And we didn't just try those other things. We gave it everything we had, every single time. We put our hearts and souls into those other businesses. I put my heart and soul into my job, and not one other career or profession has paid me for time spent like my Arbonne business. And I am not anywhere near achieving my ultimate goals in this business. There is no better way to create time and financial freedom, and there is no better time to be a part of Arbonne. I have been a consultant for 14 years. That's how far we go back, Tammy. And I am even more excited today than I was when I started. Groupe Rocher is world class, and they are going to make us #1 in this industry in every single category. I believe that with my whole heart. There is no doubt in my mind that is where we're headed. So I want you to make the decision that you're jumping all in, that you are going to share this with everyone. The professionals, the employees, the business owners, the stay-at-home moms, the tradespeople, the athletes, and the artists. I don't care if they love what they do. Having multiple streams of income is smart, and smart people are looking for ways to diversify and create a legacy. You can offer all of that and more if you're sharing this business. And if you aren't sharing this business, I'm going to ask you, why not? If it's because you're viewing this business from where you are, take your present self out of the equation and view it from where you're going to be. Tammy, thank you again for asking me to share. I hope that you guys took away one tidbit, one little nugget that is going to help you see the value of this incredible business and what you acquired when you said yes to Arbonne. That's all I got for you guys.
When's your book coming out? When's the church start? That was amazing. Oh my gosh, you did such a great job. I got so much out of that. Your energy. I mean, if you girls that are on this call are not fired up and ready to build it like you've never built it before with the information that this amazing person has given us, you need to check your pulse, because the way she explains it is, and I think that, you know, Maureen, myself, I think Brenda's on the call. We're at a part of our lives that, you know, our kids are grown up. We're at a different stage of our life. I can't imagine. Well, I wouldn't be a very good employer or employee. I would not. So having that, the freedom that we have because we have an Arbonne business, being able to get our monthly paychecks, and we create that ourselves. You know, I don't want to work a 9-to-5 job when I'm 70 years old. I don't know who would. So, you know, you young mamas, you need to dig in and you need to do the hard work now, because as you get older, you want to have that time to spend with your grandchildren, with your grown kids, with your husband, and go on trips and enjoy life. So you think, you know, this, when you're young, like in your 20s and 30s, that's when you need to go. You need to do it and build a legacy, like Maureen said. That was so good. I thank you so much.
You are so welcome. I don't think you could probably tell that I'm pretty passionate about this business model, but it's pretty awesome.
Passionate. Like I said, when's the church starting? When's the book coming out?
Amen.
Okay, ladies.
Love you guys.
Thank you very much for joining us. And that's our 4th call. And I'll let you know who our next month's speaker will be. So stay tuned and have a great month.
Good night.
Good night, all.